Hi, and welcome to Chips and Salsa. We are live from AmFest.
Woo! Right there, baby.
Downtown Phoenix, Arizona, at the convention center. And we managed to snag some pretty amazing guests to chit chat with for a little bit right now. So first, thank you for taking time out of your AmFest day to speak to us. We have Eddie Zuniga with Luca, Latinos United for Conservative Action. We have Gary Snyder, who is the state director of America PAC. And then we have David Munson, who has a book, and it's the Get Real Alliance, right? And it's Get Real, a positive solution to climate change. So that's his book. And we're going to spend some time talking to each of them. Does anyone want to start?
Let's go with you.
Start with the book.
Okay, well, basically, I've got a way to make the oil carbon negative while we still use oil and gas by restoring the earth to health and adding minerals to the soil and changing agricultural practices so that we increase carbon sequestration to exceed what man emits, meaning the carbon dioxide level goes down instead of up. People don't talk about it. Every summer, the carbon dioxide level goes down while the corn is growing. But when the corn dies, then the carbon goes back into the air as the corn plant rots, and the soil life eat the carbon that the corn plant put into the soil. So if we keep green things going on the land all the time and add minerals to the soil, we can increase photosynthesis. I triple production on my ranch by adding trace elements to the soil.
Where's your ranch located?
It was located in northeast Texas. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of demineralized partly, and by adding minerals to the soil, we sharply boosted the productivity and ran a tremendous number of cattle and had a wonderful operation until a flood destroyed it. But I sold it after that.
How long did you have that?
I had it from 81 till 2017.
Wow. Okay. And so in that time, you saw the effects that you were talking about?
Yeah, I tried doing things the conventional way, and I tried using trace elements, and it just worked so much better. And I learned about rock dust remineralization through some small entities. There's a charity called remineralizetheearth.org, remineralize.org, that has a ton of content about adding minerals to the soil.
So you weren't like a chemist or a geologist? Or
I'm a
like
mechanical engineer by training, but I was an active rancher and farmer for a lot of years and tried everything. Had a lot of hard luck lessons.
Well, that's how you learn the best, right?
But I finally ended up with a great, fantastic grass-fed beef operation before the flood wiped it out.
That's amazing. And where's your book for sale?
It's available on Amazon.
On Amazon. And then are you...
And it's available also at getrealalliance.org.
Right. I was going to say, so you have getrealalliance.org. And are you the head of that? Is that
I started it, yeah. And I'm a problem-solving inventive guy, and just come up with solutions. And I was concerned about the climate issue and thought there's got to be a better way. So I used my knowledge to write the book, and it's been well received. And trying to make a difference, trying to get political awareness for it.
I love that. Make a difference when, you have the knowledge and you want to share it, because I'm sure there are many people, I mean, like you said, it took you years and lots of trial and error. So you don't want to reinvent the wheel. You want to try and share that knowledge because, how do you say, a rising tide lifts all ships. So that's something that I really, really can admire. And thank you for sharing that.
Well, I'm glad to be on the show and get to share the good news, and hopefully your audience gets fired up and goes to getrealalliance.org and learns more. I've got a climate documentary on the channel on getrealalliance.org, or people can also go to getrealtv.com, which also has the programming on it and more videos.
Do you share this with schools?
I'm trying to. We're just a small organization, so we just do what we can, trying to get the word out on social media and creating videos and
I feel like this kind of thing seems like it would be kind of really good for like a science fair type thing.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? And you could maybe get into like, I know around here, I don't know if you're from here, but around here we have like ag schools that focus a lot on 4-H and stuff like that. And I actually earlier this year I judged a science fair for an ag school, and so this seems like just like the perfect thing for that kind of a partnership.
Well, I'd love to do it. And we're just trying to get the word out. And that's why we're here at MFest and got a booth, and we're getting a good response and
Awesome.
sharing the information. Glad to be here with you.
Well, good luck to you. Thank you for stopping by.
You bet.
And Gary, what news do you have for us from America Pack?
Well, first off, I want to say thank you, because I am from Yuma County, and a lot about agriculture and what you're talking about, deposits and all that. Definitely agree on that book. That's something that
good.
needs to be educational, especially if the FFA, stuff like that, for soil management, crops, everything else we need. So that's awesome that you stepped up.
Well, I'm glad to be
Pioneer.
here. Glad to be here. Just spur of the moment, had an opening, and I'm glad to be on the show.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome when that comes together like that.
Yeah. So, first off, thank you very much for inviting me to the show. Thank you, Eddie.
Ya sabes, Gary.
Pues este show está en inglés, pero le vamos a dar español. Muchas gracias a los latinos de todos Estados Unidos y todos los países. Aquí sí podemos y hicimos votar por Trump and Vance. So once again, I was saying thank you. The Latin movement is big. We move together as a family. We're not just only considered Democrats, we're considered Republican, conservatives, because that's the way we're brought up in the Latino culture. And I'm excited to be here, especially Chips and Salsa, una de mis Latinas aquí that's worked hard in the state, worked hard as a mom, worked hard as a conservative, a Mal, you name it, this woman has done it. And I'm excited to be on this show. And let's talk about what's new and what America PAC's done. Mm-hmm. So once America PAC took over Arizona and a few of the battleground states, there was a transition between subcontractors, we would say, that was taking care of America PAC, getting people on the ground, boots on the ground. In about September, give or take, maybe about the 12th, is when there was a transition of a new subcontractor here in Arizona. Took over Arizona, Nevada, took over North Carolina, took over Wisconsin, and Detroit. So we wanted to make sure everyone on the ground was local. We started with local entities. So we started with subcontractors locally, employees that were locally, grassroots, conservatives locally, elected PCs. That's how we started to get it growing. Obviously with time, and we wanted to hit 1.5 million doors within a month and a half before elections, we had to add people from other states. So we had North Carolina taken care of. Unfortunately, with what happened over there with the water, people losing their houses, it was tough to knock those doors.
Yeah.
So we brought them over, transitioned them to Arizona, and we were able to hit $1.7 million houses. $1 million houses. Because why do you say $1 million houses? Because we know you can't go in those areas. But luckily, a lot of our volunteers and a lot of our subcontractors lived in those areas, and they got permission for us to go knock these doors, talk to these millionaires and say, this is what we need, because they are the ones that end up supporting us in the PAC to give more money to get more grassroots out there. We hit every part of Arizona, Nogales, San Luis, Arizona. I mean, every part. If you notice at the end of the day, how the Hispanic movement was big in Arizona, especially in my area, San Luis, Arizona, 30 points. We flipped it from Democrat to Republican, the biggest in the state. And then you go to Nogales, then you go up there, everything by the border swapped. And it's because of the grassroots, and it was because of Trump, because they believed in him and they know we needed something right, and that is the right path. You know, we worked so hard in conjunction with Eddie De Luca, and before I start with Eddie and let him talk, we're telling you excitement for 2025. We're here to get it set up for petitions, set up for the governor race, set up for attorney general, you name it, we're going Republican.
Yeah.
We're going Republican nationwide.
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity, Eddie.
Yeah, I was so glad to be able to introduce you to today. So
Yes. So, Cheryl, thank you so much for having us here tonight. Gary, appreciate everything, brother. You know how much, we are engaging in this grassroots community, and I appreciate everything what you've been doing. We've been working together like for a few years.
Todavía
and-
estoy esperando los $47.
Oh! eso está bien, you know. And my friend, your vision is like very passionate, and I think that the Latino community needs more education, and that's why we're here. We are fighting very hard to bring the Latino community with a lot of education. So
That's very good.
with that being said, as we are so excited because 65% of the Latino nationwide vote for Donald Trump,
Woo!
which is
Men
Gary
and
and I have
women.
been working the whole year, you
Yeah.
know, in Yuma, all over the place. So I had a pleasure to work as an auditor with America PAC 2 actually at the end. I just resigned with Turning Point Action in November 5th. But then I had to continue curing votes, Pennsylvania, California, Iowa,
Utah,
and
Nevada.
Utah, Nevada. So we flew all over the place. But the great thing is we cannot do this without God. You know,
Right.
God, it was the center of our eye all of the time. We everywhere we went, we pray, and I think this is the result and the answers for every single prayer that all the community, the let's say the red community did for these elections, and we are so excited. And like Gary said, 2025 will be a very very good year because we're going to start doing a lot of different things to support the Latino community. But Latinos United for Conservative Action is not only for Latinos. That's the good thing, you know, like everyone can join us, and let's move this grassroots movement, you know. I'm so excited to be here, and Mr. George to give us the opportunity today here in Chips and Salsa, which is a very great program, you know, very communicate message for the Latino community, you know.
And I want to second that. I do agree because we can be working hard as a pack, as an organization, as a gentleman that's putting out his books. But if we don't have the media support, the conservative voice with God, it means nothing. We need to talk, educate, and spread our teaching. So I'm excited and want to say thank you. We want to hear from you.
Well, I am so obviously so excited. You know, I saw you guys a lot this year as we worked on getting Trump elected, and it's so so exciting to hear that nationwide how many Latinos voted for Trump.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
because you hear so much over and over. Oh, Latinos, they're Democrats, and so to like bust out of that with not just like a large portion, but like more than half is just so exciting. And as somebody recently told me, Trump won, that's great, we're not going to take our foot off the gas though. So that's why I'm glad that you guys are saying you're excited for 2025, because the next election here in Arizona is obviously not till 2026. So 2025 is a year to build up. We're gonna like get, how do you say, like our bench deep. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get those volunteers. We're gonna
Registration,
activate.
everything.
Yeah, we're gonna register the new
Educate.
voters. Educate, so that
Elect.
all these people are active and ready to go come 2026 when we need canvassers and the door to door and all that. So
Oh, we're going to do a step further. When we talk about canvassers, that is the gold of any battle
Pure
state.
gold, pure gold.
Pure gold. There's people that unfortunately don't train their canvassers, and it's not that they're doing a bad job. They just don't know how what they're doing.
right.
And luckily, with me and Eddie and a few other investors, we've created a brand that we're about to roll out
Oh,
in the
nice.
inauguration in DC, America Politics University.
Okay, so what you're saying is you need to come back in February
Yep.
so you can give us those details on that. Once
Definitely,
it's rolled
definitely.
Out, right?
It'll be awesome for everyone that want to learn how the politics in United States works, you know. So this is an opportunity for everyone that want to be involved, because right now we definitely need more people
That is
become because we lose some of the Congress areas in California. So now we want to be prepared to retake over those areas too, you know.
Right. That's like I said, we're not gonna be content. Oh, okay, we won all these races. No, we got to keep moving, keep pushing.
You can't slip
pushing.
with the both eyes closed. You know, you gotta
Right.
slip with one eye open because like we cannot slip with these people. You know, like it's crazy what they do and what they're trying to do. Always, as long as God give us strength and power, we're gonna be here for fight for those single mothers, for those grandmothers, for the retirement people, and
Children.
for every single person in the United States, because we don't have no time We don't have no time for wait for another transition comes and take over our place. Not we don't want that. So we want to secure the place.
Right, exactly. And I love that you guys are here and innovating and at the helm. And it is so true what you said, though. A lot of people, they just haven't had the proper training. They need to get properly trained. And I know that, like, I take mine out canvassing my kids, and they know you don't step in someone's yard. They know you knock or ring the bell, you wait 30 seconds, and then, we're not hassling people.
All the
We're-
principles,
Right, we're trying to
respect,
get-
and yeah.
And so I'm trying to teach mine so that they're the next gen and they can help, but we not going to give up on the people who are already grown.
Correct.
So that's what you guys are going to do.
With the training that we did at America Pack and the way I train people, we were able to knock 80% more doors because of the training. In each state's different. Certain states, like in Texas, you can't knock no soliciting. In the state of Arizona, we can knock it because we're not selling anything.
Right?
But people don't know that when you bring them from different states or even local states, they think it's no soliciting and no trespassing is the same thing. So when you explain and they understand, then that's a percentage of 80% doors that we're able to knock for Trump and Vance compared to other people that would have never knocked that. Like we had that issue in Tucson and Oro Valley. It wasn't our group, but they weren't trained that knocking doors on no soliciting is okay. They came from Texas where it's not okay.
Yeah.
And think about it, we barely won that congressional seat of Juan Cisamani. Imagine almost 3,000 doors was not knocked
Right.
because of the no soliciting. That's the importance. When you go to different states, you got to understand what their
Their rules.
methodology is.
Right.
for
you,
each
you need
state.
to know their laws
Right.
and their culture too,
Right.
because something might be rude somewhere and you're
Right.
not expecting it. So, especially when you're dealing with out of state help, you definitely need to have a plan to onboard people properly.
I've been blessed in my option, in my role, to go to 13 different states in about a month and a half.
Oh my God.
I mean, I went to Maine. I just got back from Maine last week.
I love how you said you were
17
blessed
years.
because that seems kind of scary to me.
It is a blessing because when the America Pack calls on you, but not that, just the NRCC, they call on you to help them out on a manual hand ring count for a congressional district. That is support because only 3 people went up there. I mean, that just shows you that they trust in you. Your hard work's
It's
paid
an
off.
honor.
It's an honor, but it gives me more experience to be able to teach people in different levels starting off to understand where they can help as well because we
Correct.
always need
right.
observers. We need hand count. I mean, we
Right.
need it. We're in a battle state.
And
We have all that.
That's what like I just said, a rising tide lifts all ships. So the more information that we can get and disseminate out there and not have to reinvent the wheel every time a new organization comes on the scene to try and
Right.
help, it's just that much all the better.
And it's different because, for example, just like we'll take in his book, he's not talking about it. He's lived it. He's experienced it. You're going to trust him than a gentleman that's never even been on a ranch.
right.
You're not going to
Talk
trust
about
someone.
30, 40 years experience, right?
Exactly, if not
Yeah.
more. Then you talk about how to teach the grassroots, but yet these people never even been in grassroots. You see
Right.
them in their nines, you think they're gonna go knock 120-degree weather at a house?
Right.
You know-
And then not if they're wearing these.
Actually,
I don't
yeah.
think so.
Hey, a picture just at one house.
Yeah.
in one house.
One house.
You know what is impressive about this is when you have contact, very close contact with people, and you hear what is the pain out there and what exactly the community need, is when you start seeing like, oh, we need more help, because there's a lot of people suffering and they don't see any change. What we see on the Democrat side is like every single Latino that comes to the Democrat side, they don't do anything for the
Right.
community. So
No.
now it's time to awaken. I think we uniting efforts, we're gonna win this battle.
Well, I can tell you, we're excited. We were super pumped. I mean, we have to be for the past 4 years, last 2 years. But I got so much excitement and inauguration when we were selected to go to Florida, Miami. Please talk about that. Remember?
Well, we was an ambassadors for representing Arizona
Oh, I
and
saw that.
Latinos for Latino Americans for Trump
My
in
invitation
Miami.
was lost in the mail.
Oh wow, wow! Well, it was a unique detail, and we were so excited to see President Trump so calm with the Latino community when we were praying for him. Like he definitely feels so confident with the Latino community praying that day. It was a blessing, Plus, see every single workers of Donald Trump at his facilities are Latinos and blacks, so which is changed my mind totally. Then we meet up at Donald Trump Jr. and it's the same thing. You know, he's very calm with the Latino community. So what else we can say? It was an awesome experience.
Very much. We're blessed. We had a few other people representing Arizona as well that I'm sure they're jumping on this show later. To talk about
Monica Jelling.
Yeah, she's gonna be on the show.
Jamie Villegas was with us too. Like great leaders. She's the one teach me all the stuff with the general elections and well, I appreciate all that we have a very good brothers and sisters here, grassroots, and especially Gary. It's been a bless for my life, you know, and my family.
Well, it's been a blessing for me to be here, to be alive, work hard, because it's not me. It's us. Todos somos juntos.
Yes. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us. And guys, come back after inauguration, and I will
Definitely.
see you
We're
guys soon.
here.
We have
We're
more
here.
people that we're going to be interviewing. Enjoy AmFest, you guys. Thank you for stopping by.
I am
Thank you.
Chips and
Thank
Salsa.
you.
Hasta la
Adios,
vista.
salsa.
Muchas gracias.